For those about to rock, we salute you. For those about to rock, we salute you.
All right, John.
Woo!
Plant Bros.
Plant Bros. We'll get it. Plant Bros. All right. We are back.
The Plant Bros are back. And a quick reminder, we are sponsored by the Esselstyn Foundation, a 501c3 public charity that seeks to prevent and reverse lifestyle-related diseases through the promotion of whole food plant-based nutrition. This is all about getting more guys into the kitchen, getting more guys eating plant-based foods, because we know the studies show that men are eating more meat than women, and they're just eating more meat globally. And Americans eat more meat than anybody. So we got to get that
We got to get guys knowing that there's better stuff out there and tastier stuff out there, and you don't need to eat meat to be a man.
Because you know what's not cool, John? Prostate cancer. Not cool.
That ain't cool.
Not cool.
All right, what do you got? What are you doing today?
So today I'm starting off with coleslaw. It's a coleslaw pita dish. That's just a classic that you can stuff in the old metal lunchbox on the way to the construction site.
What's your motto?
Oh yeah, thanks. What's our motto again?
What is our motto? Guy friendly,
Guy-friendly,
gear heavy. Woo!
So you'll notice we'll use a lot of gear because there's nothing that gets guys in the kitchen more than equipment. All right. So
The right equipment.
The right equipment.
Right.
Not their own equipment. Now, we are going to dive right into this coleslaw recipe.
Let's do it.
And as you probably guessed, coleslaw, you're like, hey, Brian, doesn't that involve mayonnaise?
Hey, Brian, doesn't that involve mayonnaise?
I know. That's what everyone always says. And, of course, my answer is yes, in the sad American diet, which is like essentially putting clothespins on your aorta. We don't want to do that. We want to get something in there that's plant-rich, antioxidant, phytonutrient-rich, but does not have all that super saturated fat and nasty stuff and hormones and all that stuff. So I'm also going to beef this pita coleslaw treat up a little bit with something that many of you probably haven't heard of. It's called pumfu.
What's it called?
Not kung fu.
Not kung fu, pumfu. Guess what it's made out of? It's not tofu. It's made out of pumpkin seeds. It is a pumpkin seed tofu. We got this at Whole Foods. We try to steer clear of Whole Foods just because, you can't afford it. But this is one of those special treat items. Pumfu. And no soy, gluten-free, vegan, USDA organic. It's got all the labels that we want. And look at this. For those of you professional bodybuilders out there,
none of us.
Maybe two of you. So, 17 grams of protein. Remember, the average American male needs 55 grams of protein a day. You're getting 17 grams right here if you're eating this.
All right.
So pumfu is very interesting, John. It is looks a lot like tofu, but it's slightly green.
Green, yeah. I was going to say the color's a little off-putting, but
it's not helping its marketing. Let's just face that. So I'm going to write the pumfu company and just say, can we just put a little dye in there or something?
What's that Dr. Seuss book?
And so
green eggs and ham.
Yeah, green eggs.
pumfu and coleslaw.
Coleslaw. So I'm just dicing this up just like I would for a
tofu.
regular tofu thing, cubed. And it cubes just.
Now, could you use tofu if you can't find pumfu?
You can absolutely use tofu. How
about sofu? I think that's with sunflower seeds.
Oh, sunflower? Is that actually a real thing?
No,
Sofu?
I'm just making it up.
It should be, though.
It should be.
So I've got my pumfu, my slightly green tofu, and I'm just going to actually throw it in this pan, and I'm going to put in a little bit of tamari and a little bit of maple syrup. And so it's going to be such a glistening protein punch.
So, Brian, where'd you come up with this thought about coleslaw and adding the pumfu? Is that your own addition? Because I've never heard of pumfu before.
Yeah, because coleslaw is one of those things that I think, it really enhances a sandwich. And I love to pile coleslaw. I used to, back in the day, love to pile coleslaw like on a burger or even like sometimes in a hot dog. But now that I'm plant-based, of course, I don't do that anymore. And I'm looking for ways to make it, again, like a nice entryway for guys who are transitioning from a meat-based diet to a plant-based diet to find things that still taste and remind them of their meat days. So you can be like one of those people that's always like, back in the day when I used to kill and slaughter my own meat in the backyard. You can say that, but now you're going to be healthier. So I'm going to turn on the heat here. We're going to add a little bit of tamari, and then at the last minute we'll add a little bit of maple syrup. But this is just tamari, which
But I think for anybody, Brian, guy or gal, I think the introduction of taking what they used to eat or should stop eating,
Right.
and creating a plant-based version is really helpful, because it at least is that slow introduction to like, hey, I can eat this way, and it doesn't have to be totally foreign to how I ate before.
John, I couldn't have said it better. That's exactly right. We want to make on-ramps to a plant-based lifestyle. So we want to create dishes that don't look scary and crazy. Because you know how you have that crazy friend who's been eating plant-based for 25 years, and they're like, oh, I'll bring a casserole over to your house. And they come over with some bizarre... It'd be like a barley, cauliflower, something, and you're like, thanks. Always bums everybody out. All the men there just sort of stand around and they don't know what to do with themselves. So, all right, let's get right to the coleslaw. And because the Plant Bros really appreciate when things get easy and we don't have to think too hard, the Plant Bros like to conserve energy. I bought a bag of broccoli slaw mix from our local Giant Eagle, and broccoli stalks, red cabbage, and carrots. So here we've got 3 vegetables right there in our slaw.
You know, Brian, I keep looking at this pumfu and it's green. I keep thinking there's something wrong with it.
I know, it's something. It'll
looks so
cook back
odd.
there. So I've got my broccoli slaw. So just adding in the shredded broccoli is such a powerhouse of vitamins and phytonutrients. And remember, broccoli is considered by Dr. Esselstyn to be a green, right? So we've got our slaw stuff, and because I like to make things a little more colorful. What did I do with my red cabbage? I always wanted to throw a tiny little bit more of red cabbage in there.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I love the colors.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
They call that red cabbage, but if you ask me, that's purple.
It is. It looks like purple, red. I know.
So they don't call it purple cabbage.
Yeah, you're right. They do call it red cabbage, don't they? One of those mysteries of life.
Hey, guys are not above thinking in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Asking all those
Thought-provoking
important questions
questions.
like why?
Why is red cabbage purple? Yeah. I'm sure someone will put a comment in the comment section
It
to tell
probably has
us
to
why.
do with like back in the day that the communists who were trying to take over the country in the 50s probably named it red cabbage. And so, as you know, coleslaw at its base is not much except vegetables, and then you got to get a good sauce. So this is about to be with the point where
It's all about the sauce,
all
baby.
about the sauce. So we're going to move away from a egg and milk-based mayonnaise to a cashew-based cream sauce that will very much mimic. Will very much mimic mayo. So we got our friendly food processor, and I have about a cup of cashews that I've been soaking for a while. So remember, the more you soak them, the softer they'll be when you grind them up.
And
so
the creamier.
And the creamier they'll be. So I just dumped the cashews in there. Now I'm going to squeeze. We
Use a
seem to keep
squeezer?
doing that. The squeezer. I'm going to squeeze some lemon in there. So think of all these different vegetables and fruits and plants we're getting. So I'm squeezing a lemon in there. Now I'm going to add a little apple cider vinegar.
With the mother. Whatever that
does it have
is.
the mother?
Oh, yeah, look, it says right there, with the mother.
Oh, wow. I didn't
about
even know
that?
that. So I'm doing a couple of capfuls of apple cider vinegar, because you know how like cheese and a lot of dairy products often have that like little tangy taste. Tang. And I also wanted to put in my coleslaw I have a Honey Crisp apple.
Ooh, that sounds good. Here, I can cut that.
Oh, you will?
While you're making your cheese.
Yeah, so Honey Crisp apples, as some of you probably know, they're a hybrid apple that was actually created at the University of Michigan. And interestingly, in the news lately, there's actually been a battle over the ownership of the Honey Crisp.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's actually so good, and it's become so popular. I mean, whatever happened to the apples that we ate when we were young, John? Remember
The
those
Red Delicious,
disgusting Macintosh?
mushy crap.
Oh. Like someone would give one to you at school, and you're like, oh, no wonder teachers were given apples for so many years, because they tasted like garbage. All right, so I've got my cashews. I've got a little bit of like a tang to it. I've added lemon juice and apple cider vinegar. Now, all guys have 3 to 5 spices in their house. One of them is garlic powder. So we're going to put probably a teaspoon of garlic powder, and the other one of the 5 is onion powder, so we're going to add about a teaspoon of onion powder. And
they're going to find out later, Brian, this is a very apple-heavy
I like
Plant Bros
Yeah,
episode.
no, that's good. Oh, apple heavy. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. And now to thin it, I've got some soy milk to thin it and to keep that wholesome taste and that full taste. So instead of using water, I'm going to use a little bit of soy milk. And so we're just going to grind this up here.
I love the apple on the coleslaw.
I know, isn't that awesome? Just going to scrape the sides here. And, you know, the creamier it gets, the better. A little bit of nutritional yeast, which has a little bit of a buttery taste, for those of you who know nutritional yeast.
Brian, I just want to tell you the
Yeah.
pumfu is coming along delectably.
Excellent. The pumfu is so good. Wait till you taste it. You had it before?
No, I've never. I didn't
So
know it
good.
existed until
No, it's-
5 minutes ago.
I know, it's shockingly good.
Oh, the pumfu pumps us up. All right, what else you adding?
A little bit of garlic salt. Just use a tiny little bit of salt.
There you go.
Get our iodine. Now,
A little thick.
it's a little thick. But remember, it's supposed to be like mayonnaise, right?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's not a sauce. It's a.
And again, you can add whatever you want to taste just to make it taste a little bit better or different. It's up to you and what you like, but you know, it's not going to taste exactly like mayonnaise. I actually think it tastes a lot better. And of course, in true Plant Bros style, we love to jack our microbiome, just like we like to be jacked ourselves. I'm going to go with the bare hands, John.
Whoa, he's going in. Oh no! Look at that.
Can you add some more? Can you grab the?
Your index finger's got half the jar on it.
I know.
Hold on. Get the blade out of there. All right, there we go.
More.
Get you some more in
Needs
there.
More liquid.
More juice.
More juice.
All right, maybe what? How much cashews did you put in here?
About a cup.
Yeah. Close. Could use maybe a cup and a half.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of
Coleslaw.
coleslaw.
Yeah. I think you got everything we got.
That looks so delicious.
Doesn't it? And I should mention that right before this, Brian was outside scooping up poop from the dog.
Yeah, that's right.
So getting a little extra microbiome.
All right, I got to rinse.
Rinse, doctor.
Doctor,
All right, what are we doing with the
how's
pumfu?
the pumfu?
It's looking good, man.
So what I'm going to do at the last minute here with the pumfu is I'm just going to add a drizzle of maple syrup, John, and if you can toss
Yep.
that around just to give it a little bit of a... Now, of course, now that I've washed my hands, I want to taste. See how we're doing?
Oh, I love the smell of the maple syrup in there. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you put this in there?
Yeah, I was just tasting.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Now,
Pumfu?
I got to get, almost, I got to get my pita ready.
What'd you say, Peter?
My pita.
Oh, pita. Got it.
I got my pita,
pita
ready.
ready.
Remember? So
Yeah, we're putting this in a pita.
you can turn that off if you want.
All right. I can?
Yeah, and so
Right.
we've got to cut our pita. And in true Plant Bros style, we don't like to, do something sissy-like and just cut it with a knife. We actually like to bring in whatever tools we
The
can.
heavy hitters.
John, here's your ear protection.
Oh, my God,
Do you know
thank
where the
you.
other ear protection went?
Yep,
Here
right
it is.
there. You get the pink.
We got the pink. Real men wear pink.
All right, let's do this. Do you need my help? Oh, I like it. Very measured.
Ready? Got
Okay.
our carpenter square, small chainsaw.
Small chainsaw. There we go. Shrapnel everywhere.
Got our pita.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Straight cut, nice.
Great cut.
All right,
Okay.
now wait, you forgot the pumfu.
I know, you're getting the pumfu.
I am getting the pumfu. All right. Pumfu coming.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like that.
It's going to be so good.
A little more?
Yep.
There we
Perfect.
go. Look at that.
So all that amazing, here, I'll use the apple to prop it up here. All that amazing, those veggies, the broccoli slaw, and we've got the pumfu. So good, so good.
Brian, that looks amazing.
God, we've made a mess, haven't we?
Well, you know what that means.
Yep, anytime we make a mess, there's only one
Let's do it.
option, and that is
Clear the deck.
clear the deck.
It's coming.
All right, John, what are you making?
All right. We know we've talked about guys like it quick and easy and simple. And with their food, they like that way too. So, here's what we're going to do. Have you guys ever heard of jackfruit?
No, what's
Jackfruit. Jackfruit is a fruit. It's not an actual like protein substitute like a tofu or a tempeh. It's actually a fruit.
Just a vegetable.
It's just a vegetable. And so this is shredded jackfruit, or as we like to say, shredded jackfruit, because we are jacked. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to cut up an onion here. Oh, onion board only.
Yep.
For those of you watching at home, I didn't get in trouble. I almost did. I'm going to cut a little onion because we're going to saute some onion. We're going to saute some onions. We're going to mix in the barbecue sauce and the jackfruit. So what the jackfruit does is it kind of gives you that taste and that textured feel of a shredded, like a pulled pork, right? That's really what it's doing. And the beautiful part of cooking with the onion is that it creates its own liquid, so you don't have to use oil. Everyone's like, oh, how do you cook without oil? It's
What?
so
Cooking
easy.
without oil? We just got that question the other day when we did a presentation to a group of college students. Someone said, what in the world do you do? It's like, it's amazing. You put the vegetables in the pan and they cook.
So I usually recommend starting with like an onion or a mushroom because there's so much liquid in those to start with, so it kind of creates its own liquid. But we're going to get ready while that is starting to heat up in the back.
John, you need me to cut that for you?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
So the beautiful, wait, where'd the, oh, we threw it. Okay. So the beautiful thing,
Step back.
step back. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
this time I'll use this straight edge.
Oh, here.
I got this one.
Oh, you got that one? Okay. It's so helpful.
So helpful. I don't know what we'd do without that tool.
All right, so we're going to get these onions a little bit caramelized by just cooking these up real easy here. We're going to get this going. You don't need a lot unless you like onions. I like the taste of onions, but I don't want it to necessarily
Again,
be
back
overwhelming.
to my theory, John. If it tastes a little bitter, it's good for you.
That is true.
Yeah, not based on any science whatsoever.
And then you're going to, so while that is kind of heating up, you can start to do the other parts of what we're going to do. So if you saw earlier when I was cutting the apples for the coleslaw, Brian, I don't know if you saw it because you were busy with your mixing and
Massaging
blending.
my coleslaw.
Massaging your coleslaw. Is I'm cutting them in slices. Not too thick, not too thin, kind of like a medium type slice. And you'll see what we do with that in a second. So you want the flat edges. So if you want to eat these parts that you've cut off, you can do
Ooh,
that.
I love Honeycrisp.
Yeah, this is probably, there's another apple that comes out. I don't know if it's everywhere. The cosmic apple.
I haven't had it yet. Is
Oh
it
my
really
God.
good?
Oh, it's better.
Game changer?
Game changer. It's better than the Honeycrisp, if you ask
That's
me.
how you know you're a plant-based dork, when a new apple comes out and you're like, you lose sleep.
You start going to the grocery store every day.
Yeah, you're camped out like it's the Best Buy on Black Friday.
Exactly.
Because there's
Exactly.
a new apple coming out. Same with like people who carry potatoes in their purses and stuff. That's another sign you've taken it too far.
Exactly. All right. So we're getting those onions. You can start to see the caramelizing happening on the pan. If it starts to get a little too sticky, just add a little water. Again, you don't need oil. So you can see them getting a little brown, a little translucent, getting a little soft. So then what we're going to do is we are going to add in the jackfruit, which is, if you watch, it just
Jackfruit.
just looks like shredded
Looks like pork.
pork. Just going to put that in there. Sorry. We're going to mix that in there, heat that up a little bit. So, Brian, what's the name of this jackfruit?
It's called Upton's Natural Shredded Jackfruit.
Yep, and it is delicious. It's usually available in like the international or the Asian section of the grocery store.
And at Trader Joe's.
And at Trader Joe's.
And it has 0 fat.
That's what we like. And then we're going to take a little barbecue sauce.
0 cholesterol.
Because we know guys like barbecue.
Nice.
Little barbecue sauce in there.
Barbecued jackfruit. Yum.
Barbecued. So it's going to be like a barbecued pulled pork, like we talked before. Again, getting stuff that you've had before, comfortable with, and you just kind of heat this up. It doesn't have to be, you know, the jackfruit, I think, right? I think you can eat right out of the box, but
yeah,
we want to get a little hot,
a
little heated up. So we kind of mix that, Brian. If you want to put some of the arugula in that pita that we were working on before. Look at that steam coming off that. It smells so good right now.
My mouth is watering.
Oh, it looks so good. And you can see not a drop of oil was used in the making of these things. It's magic.
Town.
It's Plant Bros magic. All right, so you can see it's really, I probably should turn this down a little. Okay, so you can see it's really heating up. It's really heating up. And so we're going to get this, and we're going to, Brian, if you want to bring that pita over. Oh, Brian, put some slice of apples in there.
Slices of apples.
So what the apple's going to do is it's going to add a little sweetness and a little crunch to your barbecued jackfruit pita.
Wow.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Look at that. That is some good stuff. You got the onions in there.
The onions. So John, we both used pita. What can we say about pita? Is it like the man sandwich of the future?
The manwich.
The manwich.
No, we can't say that. Copyrighted. But you know what I love about a pita is it keeps, you eat a sandwich and the stuff can squirt out the side. With a pita, it's all wrapped up in there, it's held in there, and you can one-hand it. You can grab it with one hand, you can kind of eat and keep everything inside. I love it.
John, I love that you have the greens in there too.
Yeah. All right. Did you put, we're going to put a couple extra apples in there.
Yeah, I did. The apples are tucked down there, so I was making sure that when you bit into it, you would get an apple.
Yeah, well, now you got more apples.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Look at that smoke coming up there.
No.
That is very chefy.
I would love both of those for lunch.
Absolutely. And how quick was that?
I know. And,
right?
and this is the kind of thing you can eat at lunch, and like your guy friends are going to look at you and say, he's just eating a sandwich.
Exactly.
You're not pulling out some wimpy salad that somebody's going to give you grief about. When I was a teacher many years ago, it was always the football coaches that would sit down, and I would have my big salad with my beans and rice and stuff, and they were always like, "Whoa, okay then." Like they just didn't know what to say because they had to give me a hard time. Mr. Tree Hugger's having his sticks and grass clippings. This is a sandwich that's not going to.
Exactly.
I mean, people probably think it's meat. Just say, "Oh, it's a beef sandwich." They'll be like, "Oh, great, awesome."
Beef and cheese.
No
Beef
questions
and cheese.
asked.
No questions asked. Isn't that interesting how if you're eating healthily, everyone suddenly pays a lot of attention, but if you're eating a triple, double, quadruple bacon cheeseburger, clogging your arteries, everyone like high-fiving you?
High-fiving you.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So let's bring it home here.
All right, what you got, man?
The last recipe is, we really saved it for the end. It is kind of the...
pièce de résistance.
Pièce de résistance, the crown jewel of man eating, and that is the chili cheese fry.
Oh my God! I didn't know you were doing chili cheese fries today.
Yeah. So.
Baby.
Any of your man friends out there that are going to give you a hard time, you really can't when you see the chili cheese fry. When you break it out, people are going to say, "Wow, this tastes different, but it tastes really good." It's not going to be exactly the experience of a chili cheese fry, but it is so good that people will continue to eat it and say, "Yeah, if healthy eating's like this, I can do this." So let's go ahead and pull out.
Get those fries out.
Get
Is
those
it hot?
fries out. And what we did, these are some awesome long fries.
You're going to show us how you made those fries?
I am. I'm going to show you how I cut them up.
I'll take care of these while you're doing that.
No, don't. I got to save them. So I've got my bowl of really crispy fries. All I did was slice them up in this potato slicer, which I'll show you in a second. And then I just baked them forever. Just left them in the oven. Other stuff was baking. They were in there. We kind of forgot about them for a while. You come back, but now they're that perfect crispy. They're still warm.
They're very crispy.
They're still not too crispy. I hope.
No, not too crispy.
Okay, good. Wade's gonna come over here, and we're gonna show you this little potato chopper that Ann and Essie gave us years ago. And talk about a man device. Check this thing out.
You need me to hold something?
No, I think it'll work.
Oh, okay. We just hope it hits the plate.
Yeah, we just hope it hits the plate. So this is just a giant potato cutter press thing. So you just put the potatoes in there, and I try to do it standing up so it cuts the long ones.
Look at that.
They
Oh, those
come
are
out
nice
the
and
bottom.
thick.
Yeah. So you just press them. So these are a little shorter because the potato I used for the demo was a little bit longer. And that's all. So
Length doesn't matter, Brian.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been telling people for years. So I've got so I'm just going to put these on a tray with a Silpat and just bake them forever. I don't put anything on them, no oil, nothing. So not even any salt or anything. You can season them, of course.
Now, those were Yukon Gold potatoes.
These were Yukon Golds, exactly.
Is that what you used for this one, too?
These were, what's your standard steak baked potato kind of thing?
Idaho? Russet?
Russet.
Russet, okay.
Russet. So now, as usual.
While you're doing that, Brian, I'm going to get a little workout in because we're going to have all this protein later.
Okay, yeah. Well, of course, if you're eating that kind of protein, you're going to get so big. Be careful. So what I'm going to do is we got to get our chili and our cheese sauce, right?
Oh, yeah. Get it. Get it, Brian.
John, what are you doing?
Little pull-ups.
Some pull-ups?
Now, check this out.
Nice.
2 hands. 1 hand. Look at that.
Nice, John.
No hands.
No hands. I've never
How
seen
about that,
before.
huh?
That is amazing.
Yeah, well, it's all in the balance.
It's all in the balance. That's impressive.
Whew, let's eat.
So I've got to get a. I forgot that we needed to wash the
The food processor.
food processor. So
Do you need this base or the same base?
it should be the same one. So
Okay.
we're lucky because we have 2 food processors because we make so much food. So I got to make my cheese sauce. And this is the cheese sauce that you're going to say as I'm putting ingredients in, you're going to say to yourself, Brian, this can't be cheese sauce, but you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at the ingredients. So the first ingredient is, before you all got here and visiting our house, I cooked some carrots, some potatoes, and some onions. This is like one big thick carrot and one big thick, or like 2 or 3 small potatoes and like half an onion.
Wait,
and I just,
hold up, Brian.
Thank you. And I just cooked them and boiled them. That's it. So this is the base, and the carrot is going to end up being like the red part that makes it look sort of like nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
So I'm dumping that into the food processor.
You know, when I first found this recipe where you make cheese with potatoes and carrots, not tomatoes,
Yeah.
potatoes and carrots, I was shocked at how cheesy it tasted.
I know, it is shocking.
And how creamy. It's amazing.
Well, it makes you think a lot about like what makes cheese taste like cheese, and it's actually like a little bit of like a bitterness, right?
Right.
It's almost like a vinegary.
A little bit of bitter, a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt, a little bit. So now, of course, I've got like 1/3 of a cup of cashews because we want to add a little bit.
That have been soaking.
That have been soaking, so they're soft. So that will add like a little bit of a fatty base. I'm going to throw, just for good measure, to make sure that it comes out a nice color, I'm putting in 3 cherry tomatoes.
You know, subconsciously, I must have known you were throwing tomatoes in there.
Yeah. So then I have a little bit of, thank you, a little bit of lemon juice. Because again, thinking about that little bit of bitterness, of course we don't have the squeezer. We always put it away somewhere special. Squeeze half a lemon. All right, now, of course, the guy's big 5, onion powder, garlic powder.
The big 5.
Big 5.
Your fave 5.
The fave 5. Now we have to really think about, okay, so what's going to make it have like a chipotle kind of taste? And so we did a little experiment when we were testing this recipe, and we tried an adobe pepper, which was way too hot. We're from Cleveland. So we can't handle the really super hot stuff because our palates are so used to the gray sky, it affects your palate somehow. And because the sun never comes out, we can't taste really spicy things. So I've got a little bit of smoked paprika, which again is going to guarantee the taste of being a little bit smoky. Now, the special ingredient, John,
Yes.
liquid smoke. So it gives it that
Liquid.
like smoky chipotle taste. So this is like half a cap. This stuff
Liquid
goes
smoke is magic.
It is.
If
It's,
they don't have liquid smoke, they can just throw a lit match in it.
yeah, just throw a lit match in there. So just a little bit of liquid smoke. It goes a long way. Don't overdo it. And so I am going to grind this up, and you'll see it'll create this beautiful orange color, and it'll look like nacho cheese.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. A little more liquid.
Yeah, I'm going to need some more. I'll probably do water.
Water. I like that color.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of those tovolos.
I know, we do. We do. Anne's given us some, so many for...
It's stuck.
John, can you give me a little water?
Yep, absolutely. There we go. Now it's loose as a goose.
Yep. A little bit of nutritional yeast, just because it has like a buttery taste to it. So, again,
That looks really good.
Trying to get that cheese taste, the cheese flavor.
Oh, there we go. Throwing those tomatoes in there was a great idea. What do you think?
Not quite there yet. It needs...
More nooch?
You know what? I think it needs a little bit of chili powder.
Spike it?
Yep.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Yikes.
A little bit of nutritional yeast. It needs some body.
Some body. There we go. We just go with it, man. You just go with the flow, figure it out, add as you go. We don't need no stinking recipes.
We don't. Let's see. It's still not there, John.
What do you think it needs? What's
I
that
don't
extra
know.
pump up? Is it cheesy enough? Do you need more nooch?
Maybe a little more smoked paprika.
There you go. How about liquid smoke? Need more liquid smoke?
No, it's got the liquid smoke taste, I think.
All right, all right. We're good. It's definitely getting more fluid.
Yeah. Little soy milk.
There you go. We're just throwing everything in there. What's next?
Yeah.
Hey, how about beer?
Beer?
Beer cheese and fries.
We could do beer,
chili
cheese, and
cheese fries. There you go. Now this has got to be it. I feel it.
It's not quite there. I don't know what's going on. All right, so we've got our chili, which is plant strong chili.
The black bean.
The black bean, which is easy, so you don't have to really make it. You don't have to make it. You just have to warm it up. Just cut it open. And we don't get any kickbacks from that, just so you know. So we got our fries here. I'm going to pour this nice warm chili on top.
Yeah, look at that.
And then
Drizzle.
we're going to drizzle some nacho cheese sauce.
There we go. Look at that.
Woo!
That looks good,
And
man.
because we always, John, always, what do we always have to have?
Greens.
Greens. Greens, greens, greens. We're going to put some greens on top there.
You are quite the artist, Brian.
There we go. That is chili cheese fries.
That
I
looks
haven't
good.
quite gotten the cheese taste the way I was hoping, but this is really good. But I was something that I haven't quite tweaked yet. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Wait. We got to show
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole.
we got to show off our stuff.
There
So
we
we've
go.
got our amazing jackfruit barbecue apple pita. And then we have our coleslaw pumfu.
Pumfu. And our chili cheese
and our
fries.
chili cheese fries. So
All right.
thanks, everybody. Plant Bros, back at you. John.
We
always
did it
a
right that
pleasure.
time. Woo! Plant Bros.
See you next time.
All right, see you.